Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the JKWD podcast. It is November 30th. It is the end of 2020. I know that some people love to put boundaries on the year, even though, we tell you, hey, days are just arbitrary. You can start things whenever. And this weird year in our history is almost over. Kelvin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Nice to see you so animated. Wow. This is not something we normally see from well, they're not seeing it. But maybe I'll do a couple of screenshots and you never know. The Josh Shear.
Well, I got to tell you,
it's good. I'm having fun.
I do have to tell you that I'm trying new coffee right now. So I wonder if this has anything to do with it. We had been getting we've been doing this coffee subscription from one place. They just send us a box every month. And then I don't have to worry about going out to get coffee.
Gotcha.
And I found another company that has started that box subscription. I said, well, let me try out the coffees because I want to give up the other subscription. And then have to guess which of these coffees I might like because they make a bunch.
Great.
So that, got a few. And so I'm trying 4 of their coffees because they put together a nice sampler that's got 4 of them in there. I'm not drinking all 4 of them at once, but
that could probably confuse the taste test.
But I am, I was trying a little bit. I was trying the espresso roast. When we first sat down, and I was like, this is really good. I like the kick. The taste is all right. I tend to prefer a lighter roast coffee, and an espresso roast is darker, but I really like the kick on it. So I mean, that's if anybody's interested, that's Black Rifle Coffee Company. They're veteran owned, and I know they're doing. Well, they're local to somebody. I did.
Well, local for you is what I.
No, they're not. One of we have a veteran-owned company called Nine Line here, and they have franchised a cafe, I believe. I did see a Black Rifle sign on a door.
Okay.
I haven't been down there yet, so we'll see. But I don't know if they have a cafe or if they just are selling the coffee.
Maybe we could whitelist it. No, that's not it. White. What is that word? What is that term?
White label it.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think their brand is probably stronger than ours. So maybe we could come up with a partner brew.
Okay. Yeah, me as well. We still got all those labels.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll figure out what to put on them later. It's good. Not a problem. So how are you? Well, you told us how you're doing. You're wired. Yeah,
I'm a little bit wired, but we're brought to you today by Vitamin K Daily. That's another thing that gets me wired for my morning. If coffee is a part of my daily routine, so is Vitamin K Daily 5 times a week. The guy who writes it has decided to take his weekends off, at least from this. So,
well, I didn't want to give people too much motivation for the week, right?
Right.
That's the line. That's the story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Vitamin K Daily, philosophical supplements for your attitude, health. I thought I was going to get it.
I messed you up. I'm sorry.
Get your daily dose of positive with the Prince of Positive himself, Mr. Kelvin P. Ringgold. That's the guy on the other voice you hear. I was going to say the guy on the other end of the microphone, but that would be really weird. We wouldn't hear you at all.
Unless I had really, really, really good powers. Yeah,
that's true. And it would make you so close to me as to be awkward. Our faces would be about, what's that, 5 inches apart?
It could be the case. Well, might confuse the wife.
Anyway, get yourself 4 weeks free of Vitamin K Daily. Go to vitaminkdaily.com. Sign up now. If you like it, hang on. It's just $24.95 a year. That's 9.5 cents a day. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. Just cancel anytime. You won't be charged any of that 9.5 cents. VitaminKDaily.com. Get yourself 4 weeks free. Let's do the show.
Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go.
Hello, Mr. Scheer. You're in a good mood today.
You know, my
I'm
daughter,
taking credit for it.
That's fine. Go with that. I mean, I was going to take credit for it, but you can have some. My daughter has figured out that she loves to get laughs.
Mm-hmm.
She's figured out how to put on a show.
Really?
So, and she knows that there are things that she can do, including laughing. Like she knows if she can just turn on that laughter, that she will get the laughs, that she'll get the adulation. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not so wired that I don't understand that I'm putting on a little bit of the show for it.
You're doing fine. It's just it's like this is not the Josh we normally see. This could turn into a whole different podcast, man.
Yeah, well, I wanted to acknowledge that I am hamming it up a bit. Just in case Subdued Josh comes back out, another sip of coffee is not going to do it for him.
Got it. Well, it's nice to see.
Yeah. So here we are, end of November, in December. So many people in 2020 put everything on hold, and we talked about this a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. As some states were starting to come out of quarantine, and people were starting to get used to their new routines, their new normals, when we were about 6-8 weeks into this thing. And so many people just gave up. They blamed the year. They said, okay, we're just going to ride this out and start over January 1. But as we say almost every year, and we'll say it again this year in our wrapping up the year episode, the day you turn the calendar is arbitrary. We've labeled our days and labeled our years, but there's no better time to start than now. I mean, 20 years ago, maybe it was a good time to start, but but failing that.
Well, that's the old when's the best time to plant a tree?
20 years ago, the second best time is now. So yeah. Same thing with starting on your goals, on your next phase of life, on whatever you were hoping to do and getting your dreams going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start. You don't have to wait for the calendar to flip. Do a little bit now, right?
Right.
So here we are, winding down the year. Get a running start. Get a running start on 2021. Yeah, if that's what you do, let's finish out this year strong. And if you're not where you thought you were going to be on January 1, at least be ahead of where you thought you were going to be on August 1. Because August 1 we were mired in it, right? Like everybody was like, am I ever going to get to go to the store again? Right. Never mind, am I going to get to see my family again and all that? Hey, to get on it.
Well, you take that stuff too.
Oh, I do. Yeah, company, but get.
See, you like it? Yeah,
I did. That was a good plug for somebody who's not a sponsor.
Well, sometimes.
But it's good though. I like their products a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you might even convince me to get on them soon. Because I'm sure there's some improvement I could make. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I'm well. I'm alive. I'm older. I'm on no prescription meds.
Good.
I do not wear glasses. I'm feeling pretty blessed, actually. Pretty fortunate. And hopefully we can keep it that way for the next 50, 60 years. Easy.
So how are you on your 2020 goals, as long as we're talking about?
Well, I still have them. I'm still here. I'm not done yet. Things haven't ended up where I intended when I made those things, but they are in process. And I haven't given up on the larger ones. As a matter of fact, I came up with a couple of other ones just recently.
Good.
So
good, yeah. And you're not waiting for 2021.
I'm not waiting. No, I'm not waiting for 2020. I'm not like, no, forget that. If I'm not going to do it today, it's got nothing to do with waiting for it. It's because I got lazy, not because.
Right.
I mean, all it does to start now is to just ramp you up. You climb up on the ladder for the slide. First of the year, you're on the top of the slide and you can move on down. So,
and you get ahead of all the people who decided to wait.
Absolutely, because
as a matter of one of the things,
because me, I'm a do it myself guy. But there's a book out there. Well, and when I was hanging out with Russell Branson, looking at Clickfunnels, and I can mention that, but I'm not an affiliate, so I can't sell it to you, but it's still there. But in one of the programs I listened to, and they were talking about getting started with what you want to do, there was a phrase they used that said, it's not how, it's who. It's not how, it's who. And it turns out that's a book that was written by a guy named Dan Sullivan, who owns Strategic Coach. But anyway, I've been a tinkerer. I like to do things on my own. I like to be self-sufficient. Slow thing to do for an entrepreneur. So just recently, in some of the things I need to be upgraded, I decided to actually go to Fiverr and get somebody who does this stuff and let somebody else make me look good while I'm still doing the things I need to put on that thing to sound good. So I'm getting over my have to do it all myself complex. And I think when I get that firmly implanted, we'll all have a lot more fun.
Awesome. Well, and two things that can be a problem with doing it all yourself is, one, that there's stuff that you're not going to be as good at as
absolutely,
and two, if you do it all yourself, there's stuff you're not thinking about. You just need other people's input sometimes. And your photography aesthetic should be your photography aesthetic, right. But you don't also have to. You don't also have to create your own system for collecting payment.
Yeah, exactly. I use Square for that many times. So
yeah, and so just like you might hire a vendor for the big, just like you might hire a vendor for the big stuff, you can do it for some of the little stuff too, and let other people bring their vision into it.
That's it.
Even if you ask them to tweak their vision, or you bring it to another person. I had a logo done once, and I kind of liked it, but then I brought it to somebody else to tweak it. So it had input of a couple of artists, rather than just the one logo designer. Yeah.
But then what it becomes when you get it right. It becomes a mastermind, and know about masterminds.
Yeah, we do, and we've talked about masterminds. We might be due for another. We might be due for another episode on that in the new year.
Could be it. Yep.
It's been a long time since we spoke about masterminds.
It has been a while. Look at me contributing. Yes. But yeah, no, we're not waiting for any day. We are progressing forward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can do a launch on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, hey, I'll do that sucker because we have the technology.
Right.
So all we need is the spell it any way you want. How about you there, boss?
Because
you got a big project.
Yeah, well, I got hung up when quarantine started. Our lives changed very significantly, as did a lot of people's. And I actually picked up my project and started working, and I hit a dead end. And I didn't understand the dead end until we're actually recording this a few weeks ago at this point. But it was a few weeks before we were recording this. I finally figured out what it was, and I solved the problem. And now I'm in the waiting for resources stage, like the second floor of the library where they keep all the books is closed. So I actually have to browse the catalog and pick out what books I want and have them placed on hold. And if they're at a different branch, I have to wait for them to mail them over to my branch and go get them. And then, I have a bibliography problem.
Right.
I like going through. Yeah, I like going through bibliographies and picking out new books and picking out other books that I should be reading. But I am back on the path with an entirely new outline, with an entirely different outline that I had come up with. I had about 25,000 words written toward this book, and they just went off into the trash. So
wow.
Some of them will come back out of the trash, but not very many of them. But I've got that.
I was going to say that's a lot to throw away. Got to be some value in there.
Yeah. There's some value, but it won't be. It's not in the right order anymore, right. And it's not. So
okay.
Yeah, the research doesn't go away. Just like the words in the order I wrote them to.
Got it.
But yeah, so obviously I'm not waiting for anything on that. I'm not waiting for a calendar flip on that. I'm just waiting for the books to show up so that I can start reading. And I don't want to buy a lot of books at $20 a pop to get 2 lines of research. If it's something that I think will enhance my life, I'll go buy it later. But I like using the library for this stuff.
I understand. As a matter of fact, speaking of using libraries, because our library has been closed for obviously a while, but you got me on that whole check the technology at your library and see if you can check stuff out with it. So I'm like, I signed up for that, and I'm like, holy smoke, there's a lot of stuff I can access here.
Yeah.
So and a couple of different vehicles to listen to. Like, there's audiobooks, there's it's just cool and doesn't cost me 1 red cent.
Nope. Or a blue cent or a white cent for that matter.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter which planet I'm on.
Well, it does a little bit. I
just need an internet connection.
I was just saying they don't really have internet on Jupiter yet.
Yeah, it'd probably take it a while to get there. But we're working on it, So look, I hear we're dividing up the moon for property rights. So maybe that's a closest. I saw that look. That was good.
Yeah, that was a few countries went ahead and made an agreement on that. Was kind of crazy. It was the U.S. and a bunch of countries without moon programs, but
yeah, well, there you go. That means they'll just have to rent from us when they get up there.
Right. well, but,
they got first dibs.
Yeah. Just at the moment, they don't have a way to get there.
Yeah. First things, but Elon's working on the.
I was going to say
NASA. Elon's working on the transporter, right?
They gotta catch a Richard Branson Uber.
Branson, that guy. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the conversations, and the more I think about it, we looked at where development has gone from over the last 300 years. You're fond of bringing this up, and based on what was that principle that every so many years it doubles, or every
Moore's law.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Based on that, in about 10 years, I figure the transporters here, we're all over the place.
Yeah. Well, there are some researchers who think that we're coming to the end of Moore's law, that we don't have anywhere to double.
Really?
After a little while. Yeah.
We'll find out soon. It's been scary so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, since we seem to have quantum computing, pretty locked down, and I don't understand what quantum computing does. But we seem to be there already, and there's not too much doubling left to do from there.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what the next step looks like. I'm sure we have people who will figure it out if there is one. And I'm sure that they are working on it right now, rather than marking their calendar for the first business day of 2021. Listening to our podcast going, Josh and Kelvin are testing us. What are they talking about? How dare they challenge us in that way? Let me delete this one from my boss's feed before he finds out that I'm just dragging my feet over here. Yeah. There you go. Josh already thought of it. Should have been here. That's right. That's it. So, yeah. Finish out the year strong. Ramp yourself up for 2021. Don't just fizzle out in December and say you'll do it next year. Get it together right now. All right. Excellent. Kelvin, thank you for being here. Thank you, audience, for being here. If you got something out of this, rate it, review it, share it. It's how we get more listeners. And jkwdpodcast.com for show notes. So listen to all the other episodes. vitaminkdaily.com. It's your daily dose of positive, 4 weeks free. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye.
A Better Humanhood production.